I don't even know how to describe it other than a light bulb switch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm done. I'm done being in this role. I am done trying to manage the emotions of other people at the expense of myself. I just felt this immense relief of the pressure I'd put on myself of trying to be in this dance that I no longer wanted to be in. You cannot change how other people react to things, right?
Right.
But
right.
you can change how you show up in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was doing.
Hey there, and welcome to the Life and Business on Purpose podcast, where purpose meets profit and mindset meets strategy. I'm your host, Sandy Patterson, former kindergarten teacher turned online business coach, mom of 2 really cool boys, and the creator of the Momentum Method. Through this 3-phase method over the past 2.5 years, I have helped dozens of women build values-aligned, profitable businesses without working 40+ hours a week, so they get to enjoy their business and live their lives on purpose. Around here, we do business differently because we believe success isn't about hustling to prove ourselves. We don't believe in rigid formulas or chasing someone else's version of success. It's about channeling perfection into power, moving with unstoppable trust in life and business, and leading with strategy that actually fits your life. Let's build your life and business on purpose together, one episode at a time. Here we go.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I'm so excited that you are here, like always, and I'm extra excited today because I have a very special guest. Allison Meyer is a confidence and mindset coach. She is also one of my longtime clients. She is incredible, and I'm so excited to welcome her to the podcast today. So welcome, Allison.
Thank you so much, Sandy. I'm very excited to be here and just to be a part of this.
Yes, you are so welcome. And Allison actually has a podcast as well that we'll talk about in a little bit. But I just have to tell you, like a little compliment to you, your episodes have really, really helped me navigate the heaviness of, not heaviness, because nothing really has to be heavy unless we make it heavy, but the heaviness of like holding motherhood, holding online business ownership, serving my clients, and then also just like life in general. So we will get into that. But Allison, why don't you share a little bit about who you are and what you do and the magic you bring to your clients?
Oh, goodness. I mean, how do you wrap up like everything who you are? But I will give it a try.
It's a loaded question for sure.
It is a loaded question. I am a mom, a wife. I'm also a teacher and a coach. And I try to juggle it all and do my best to live a balanced life. I also really enjoy being out in nature and finding ways to like calm my nervous system and get it all balanced. Because as a woman, especially in midlife, we start realizing that there's a lot more to the story. And
oh my gosh,
yes, we can find ways to like make ourselves feel happier and more joyful.
Yes. Yeah, and you know what, Allison, I love that you said, I try to balance all the things. Like you didn't say I balance all the things. You said, I try to balance all the things. Because like, let's be real. You're absolutely right when you say midlife, like what is happening? Like what is going on here? It's almost like I see why now people call it like a midlife crisis. I don't feel like I'm going through a crisis, but like it's just this whole new way of viewing the world as we get older. And it's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to one of my former clients. I was checking in on her and we were talking about how it's like this light bulb comes on in midlife. And it's like, wait, you're looking around and you're like, wait a minute, this is my life. This is how I've been showing up and I don't want to do that anymore. And so that's, a lot of the times the women that I work with and in our mastermind, the things that are coming up, those are the things that are like these aha moments.
So many aha moments. And like, you're so right around like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I think for you, when your clients come to you, and they say, I don't want to do this anymore, it's not necessarily about like the actual things they're doing. Sometimes it is, but it's more so the stories that they're bringing to the table, which directly impact how they feel in their everyday life. So why don't you share a little bit about what you do with your clients? Like, what is your sweet spot? What is your magic?
Yeah, I say that I'm a confidence and mindset coach. And what that really means is like the things that we work on are a lot of like building self-trust, people pleasing patterns. And when you are able to build that self-trust, when you are able to, even keep small promises to yourself, you show up differently. And then that's where that confidence builds. You don't just wake up and say like, you know what, I'm going to be a confident person today. There's a lot of deconditioning, some of those old patterns. And most of the women I work with, actually all the women I work with, are very high achieving, very successful women. They live very successful lives, happy families, businesses, careers. But there's this underlining like void in their life. And the void tends to be like not fully showing up as themselves. They have been living sort of in the shadows of what they think other people want from them, what the expectations that they put on themselves, like I said, the people-pleasing expectation. And somewhere in midlife, they realize like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so that's where I come in to help them get to that next level of, okay, you don't want to do this anymore. You recognize that. And now how do we do that? And building that self-trust, and it's always in small moments, like consistent over time of like, they'll look back and think, wait, it wasn't like these huge moments. It was small things over and over and over and consistency. And they look back and think, I don't even recognize that person, that version of me who would, be overthinking or take on everything and everybody else. And so it's really, really exciting to see that, and see their progress.
Amazing. And what I love and what has been so fun to watch you, Allison, is your clients like stay with you for long periods of time. Like I think you've signed like year-long clients that come in and recognize the value of this work and recognize that like, it's not something that's going to change overnight, or like I'm not just going to wake up tomorrow and feel confident, but you're the go-to girl to really help support people through those small moments, and also the small moments that turn into big identity shifts. And I'm so curious what you said, like we have this moment, and I've had many of these moments, in midlife here, where we just say like, I don't want to do this anymore, or I don't want to be this way anymore. What is something that you've said in your life? Like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this anymore. I don't want to feel this way anymore.
This is a huge moment. And I know some people may not resonate, but some people will. Yeah. And that was a long-standing relationship with my mom figure. And relationships always have like a dance, and people behave in certain ways. And I was behaving in a certain way, and she was behaving in a certain way. As you could probably guess, I was in the people-pleasing role, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was a time when I don't even know how to describe it other than a light bulb switch. And I was like, I'm done. Being in this role. I am done trying to manage the emotions of other people at the expense of myself. I was hitting my early 40s, and I just felt this immense relief of the pressure I'd put on myself of trying to be in this dance that I no longer wanted to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And so you cannot change how other people react to things, right?
Right.
But you
Right.
can change how you show up in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was doing. And whatever happened past that was not mine to carry. And so,
That's so good.
yeah.
So when your clients come to you, you're the go-to coach for when women have that light bulb moment, whatever that looks like. And yeah, maybe it might be a relationship. Maybe it might be a career situation. Maybe it just might be in the way that they're moving, like throughout their day and throughout their life. You're the coach to go to when that light bulb moment, when the switch flips, and then we go, well, what do I do now? Because essentially it's a whole new identity, right? Like you're no longer the person that carries or that holds other people's emotions or expectations, but how do I navigate through my life in that way? So what does the work actually look like when they come to you and they're like, okay, I'm done. Now what? Now what do I do?
Yeah. The thinking it, the wanting it looks really different to like the actual work, because a lot of it is rooted in our nervous system. So we can say like, oh, I'm going to change my behaviors. But if your body and your mind are not connected, then you're just going to go back to those patterns. So what I do with my clients is what I did with myself. And I call it my courage method. And the 3 steps to that is to reconnect, rewire, and then rise. And reconnect just means that you have lived so many of your years not even knowing like what you want or need, because you spend it most of the time trying to appease other people, anticipate their needs, trying to, dim your light because you don't want to bother anybody. So reconnecting with who you are and what you want is a huge aspect of it.
And I will say too, I think for so many women, and I think this will resonate with anybody listening right now, is we get to this certain stage and when somebody asks you like, what do you want? Like I don't even, like there was a long time where I'm like, I don't even know how to answer that. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need. All I'm doing is taking care of other people. All I'm doing is managing other people's emotions and reactions and whatnot. So what do I want? I mean, I think that's what you're describing is like figuring out what it is that you actually do want and how you want to feel.
Yeah. And it goes to like, even the like most smallest things. Like I can remember my husband would be like, what do you want? Where you want to go to dinner? And I'd be like, I don't know. What do you want? Cause I would be like, I don't want to make the wrong decision. What if I wanted Thai food and like, what if he doesn't really want that? And like, would I bother him if I said, I want Thai food? Like I had gotten to the point where I couldn't even make a small decision like that. So, when I say reconnect and like, well, who am I? Like this could be just even those smallest things with my clients. Like, okay, okay, what do you want for dinner?
Yeah.
And what do you actually want?
And I think one question that you actually asked me kind of along these lines to help, that kind of was like an aha moment, was like, well, what did your younger self enjoy doing? Like, what used to make you happy and bring you joy? And do those things still make you happy and bring you joy? Yeah, they do. I just don't make time for them, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so true.
So the first step is reconnect. Okay. And then the second one was rewire?
Yes. So I also am an NLP practitioner. And so a lot of the stuff that I work with is like, not only all the conscious level stuff, but, the subconscious and the patterns that we have and the thoughts that we have for many, many years. And so I incorporate the neuro-linguistic programming into my practice as well to sort of reframe and rewire the things and the thoughts that maybe old thought beliefs that my clients have, and look at it from a different point of view. And that's a big component for their identity shift. I want to say that like a lot of times, and I think I just did this on my podcast or talked about this, but the things that we are praised for are often the things that are like draining us.
I literally remember this line in that specific episode, and I was like, mic drop moment right there. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, let that sink in for a minute, you guys. Like, what?
Right. And like, I think sometimes as like people pleasers or perfectionists, we get a high from that. Like, you're so good at that. Like, look how much you like do for other people. And for many of us, that's like, oh, that's how I'm praised or that's how I'm loved. And so there's a big shift of like, well, then how are people going to love me?
Yeah. And it's all, like you said, subconscious. Like, you don't walk around thinking, how are people going to love me if I don't over deliver and if I don't like give everything that I have to them? So
exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So good. So good.
So, there's a lot of rewiring in that aspect. And,
the NLP, I feel like, is a straight shot to your subconscious mind. Because in affirmations are great. Like, love affirmations, have them on my desk. But like, if affirmations were as simple as they're made out to be, like, we would all feel really confident and we would all be like no longer people pleasing. So the work that you do, this NLP work, is like straight shot to actually, and that's why that second step is rewire, to actually rewire your brain and the programming that's been there since childhood, right?
Absolutely. And it worked so well with one of my clients that, most of our sessions, she wants to continue with the NLP because it just switched it. And like you said, it just is a straight shot.
Yeah. I feel like it's like magic.
Work. It really is. It's mind blowing.
It is. It literally in the best way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What's the third phase in your method?
That's the rise part. That's the part of the method that's like, okay, now that you have reconnected with yourself and you've changed your thought patterns, now you get to rise into the version of yourself that you were always meant to be. And so that could look like, you know, how you're showing up in relationships and who this new person is. This is the embodiment work. So now that you have all this, right, then what does it actually look like in real life? Versus just in your mind and, you know, between me and the client. Now, rise is that, the time where we actually look at their life and how they can incorporate these thoughts and new beliefs into that.
I love that. And I mean, since you are in the mastermind, so I get to see like on a weekly basis what impact you're having on your clients. And just the stories that you've shared with the group around like, you know, you bring wins into the space that are also your client wins because you're so incredibly excited and proud to serve them in this way. And I would love for you to share, if you're open to it and okay with it, you don't have to use names or anything, but just like, what have been the biggest wins that your clients have walked away with from this work and this method that you implement with them that's so unique?
It's hard to describe when something is intangible, what the wins are. So I'll do my best, but for them, it is this inner peace that they have. They came in with this inner turmoil, this unsettled, not knowing who they were, you know, grasping at whatever somebody else's idea is. And they're leaving feeling peaceful, grounded, finding joy in the small moments of life. And a tangible thing is, it may not seem that big of a deal, but one of my clients had an immense fear of travel and traveling by herself. And she and her family, they had wanted to take a trip for many, many years, but she was afraid of, she didn't have the confidence to go out and get a passport. She didn't have the confidence to book the flight. And she was doing this by herself. And for many people, that may not seem like that big of a deal, but she did it. She went down and filled out all the paperwork. She got her passport. She booked all the flights. and she made 2 layover stops. She figured out
Oh
how to
my
do all
gosh.
that.
Yes.
And beyond those like tangible things, she came back and said that she just had an amazing time with her family and just felt so much joy in celebrating that.
Yeah.
So for many people, it looks like just doing the things that you always wanted to do, but you held yourself back.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
for many people, it's like, well, what's the big deal? Like go down, get your passport. And for you, it may look like something else that you've been holding yourself back from, right? That you
Yeah.
keep saying like, oh, I'm going to do this. I want to do this.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, you hold yourself back. And in the work that I do with them, it is connecting with why you want to do it. And the belief of like, that's where the mindset shift comes in, the rewiring that like, okay, what's holding me back? What is the actual fear? Right. And for her, it wasn't that she couldn't like go down and get the passport. She couldn't make the phone calls. It was deeply rooted in perfectionism. She was terrified that she was going to do it wrong, that she was going to look stupid, that she was going to just mess everything up and ruin her family trip. And so she just was like, no, I'm going to not do it.
Avoiding
for
it,
years.
essentially.
Avoid it, yes.
And, I know you
Yes.
said like this may not seem like a big deal or it's not a huge deal, like, oh, just go down to the passport office. But I think people, it may not be like the exact same scenario, but that is so relevant, I think, to anyone because it's never about the actual thing. It's always about what's underneath the thing. Like,
exactly.
Always. And I think you do a really good job of helping people unearth that and then deciding, okay, what am I going to do with that now? How am I deciding to move from here? And then you give them the tools to actually move. So you don't tell them what to do and say, okay, go do it. Good luck. Like, you actually give them the tools to become the person that's able to go down to the passport office. And not only that, to become the person that's able to travel solo, that's able, and then her coming back as a different person and experiencing that thing in her life that she knows was going to bring her a lot of joy. So
yes,
thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. For that client, it felt like, and she said this, that it was like a catalyst for her to be able to do that because once we made that shift and it really snowballed for her. She moved quickly. So after our session, the next day or two, she started getting the ball rolling. So this work can move very quickly for that stuff. And then it opened up like what actually is happening behind the scenes. And, and so a lot more things started to open up for her and she felt that, that confidence to speak up in work meetings. She felt confident to, ask for, the things that she needed from her family, the things that, she was just holding herself back from.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love it so much. Now, you've talked a lot so far about an underlying theme in the work that you do is cultivating self-trust, which is something that we absolutely talk about all the time too. Are you open to sharing a story maybe of when you had to tap into your self-trust in order to show up in a certain way, either in your business or your life, anywhere?
Sure. Well, even becoming a coach, I have over 20 plus years in education. And as a teacher, that's a very secure job and it can become, as you know, part of your identity.
Yep.
And there was something in me that was like, I feel this like growth, this like something is growing within me as I was going through my own healing journey. And so I had to use self-trust to be like, okay, what does this actually look like? And do I trust myself to be able to run a business, do something that I'd never done before? Sales and marketing were so foreign to me. I had to rewire my own thoughts about, sales and the sales process. And so there was a lot of self-trust that went into like, okay, you don't know this, but you are going to figure it out.
Yeah.
You haven't done this before, but you're going to try it anyway. And the self-trust of like, this is something that you are called to do, and you're going to figure it out, and you're going to be successful.
And that is what I personally love too. Like all of my clients really fit into that category of this thing is bigger than me. Like this is more than just me wanting to be a coach for fun. Like this is about me really making an impact and serving people. And I am scared. I don't know how to do this. I am going to be a beginner, but I'm going to figure it out. Well, you tell me, is that part of why you came into the mastermind space, to be around a group of women who are doing and building the same type of thing and cultivating that self-trust so that you know that even when I feel scared, even when I feel fear, even when I don't know exactly what the next step is, that I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually started really just with you. I watched the things that you were doing, and, you know, we're both boy moms. We both were teachers. And so I connected with you and your success, and the way that just you were real in the ways that you were putting out your content. Okay, I'm feeling really good about what I'm doing, but how do I go to the next level? And so being surrounded by people in the mastermind and being led by you, it just helped me to expand and see like where else I could go, what else could be possible, and to be in a space where other people are just get it, right? Like you could talk to your husband or your best friend and it's not the same.
No,
you know,
it's
they can
not.
they can empathize and they can give you like their frame of reference and advice, but being in a mastermind with very highly intelligent, empathetic women, there's no other experience like it.
Yeah, I agree. And thank you for those nice compliments. That's really
You're
sweet.
welcome.
And what stands out to me is when you said, I was watching you and I really resonated with you. You didn't necessarily like jump in with like your business or your coaching or anything like that. You said you're a boy mom, you were a teacher too, like those things that people, I think, don't realize that that's why people connect and resonate and hire you. And I'm sure your clients feel the same way. Like they resonate with you on levels outside of the coaching, like what you do inside of your coaching. Of course, that's a big part of it, but it's just that stood out to me. So
you're so right, because, you know, if somebody is looking to become a coach, they may think like, oh, the market is saturated and like, how do I stand out? I mean, there's so many masterminds, right? There's so many different people.
You can throw a rock.
Yes. And it really does make a difference, like on a human level, like how you are connecting to somebody, and just those nuances of like, how do I connect to this person on a business and a personal, like human level?
And it's something I think that we're all always working on. I don't think that like self-trust or authenticity or confidence, I don't think that those are ever things that we like go, okay, check, like done. I'm good for the rest of my life. Like, yay. We're all working on those things. And it's been, I mean, what you just described is something I think that everybody inside of that space, myself included, is always continuing to strengthen and bring forward those parts of us that maybe we feel fear around, or we feel shame around, or we feel like, oh my gosh, because those are really the things that have people resonate with you. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. I'm wondering for you, Allison, what has changed either inside of your business or the way that you lead your clients or your confidence or self-trust even from being inside of the mastermind space?
Yeah. So being in the mastermind, I have started my podcast.
Yes.
So thank you for your support with that. I have re-signed and signed multiple year-long clients, like ideal dream women who have seen like immense success. I have built and practiced more visibility in my content, and even like my own mindset, like you were saying, like self-trust and feeling, being authentic. I feel like the more times that I've been in the mastermind, the longer I'm able to just like tap into the real reasons that I may be hiding, or I'm not like I'm holding myself back. I've been able to move quicker through those things, right? Because I'm in that space with you guys. I'm able to tap in to those feelings and move through it quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say you're so right. And it is and has been and always will be an incredible group of women. And you just bring so much into that space. Like, I feel like you are like a staple in that space. And if you were to say like, I'm not coming back, I think people would like throw a fit and like, no, Allison. So I want to give that to you. And I'm also curious, like, who to get all of those incredible results, clients re-signing, multiple packages, launching your podcast, doing all of these incredible things inside of your business, becoming more visible. If you had to describe who you were when you first came in versus who you are now, how would you describe this evolution of your identity and yourself?
Great question. I feel like I've always been somebody that like has an idea and will move on it pretty quickly. And I feel that that has just heightened, and my ability to dream bigger has like, okay, I want to do this, but then like, okay, is it possible? And and to take action around it.
Yes. Oh, I love that so much. And it's been so fun to watch. I mean, everyone inside the space just move at the pace and move like quicker than they would have had they not had the support of the collective group as a whole. It's just been magic, literal magic. I forgot to ask you some fun questions at the beginning. Yeah. So are you open to as we wrap this up, I'll ask you some fun questions.
Yes. And I just have to say, I love that word collective magic, or that phrase.
Yes. It's
really
relevant and it's true, right?
So
like
relevant.
That feels like that really describes
yes, it does.
the space itself. So Allison, okay, where are you located and what's the weather like there right now?
I live in Santa Rosa, California. It's in the wine country, and the weather today is sunny. I don't know the exact degree, but it's nice weather.
It's fine.
Yes.
Good. Amazing.
Yes.
And where is your favorite place on the planet besides in your home?
Maui.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. How come?
I feel like my soul can exhale there.
Oh, amazing. And you're going back this summer, right? And I was just share this too. One of my favorite wins of yours that you shared last year was like, you messaged, you told me, you're like, Sandy, I just booked my vacation to Maui in the middle of the school year. And like my business has allowed me to take me and my husband to Maui, like it was October. Was it October?
Somewhere January.
Oh, January. Okay. So my timeline's way off, but same thing.
Maybe I booked it. Maybe I booked it in
maybe
October.
You booked it in October.
Yes.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking, but what a cool win. Okay. And then last question. Yeah. What, if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
My family background is from Syria. So I would say Middle Eastern food.
Amazing. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Allison. And I would love, before we sign off, if you want to share, what offers do you currently have going on? If somebody is listening to this and going, oh my gosh, this really resonates with me, like this is exactly what I need, where can we find you and what offers do you currently have going on right now?
Oh, thank you. I didn't even bring this up in the episode, but I do a Spark Circle. I do a monthly group coaching. We meet twice a month live, and that's an amazing space. I also do one-to-one coaching, and I have my podcast, and those are my offers.
Will you share the name of the podcast?
The Courageously Confident podcast.
I love it. So we'll put the link for that inside the show notes so people can go check it out. Again, your newest episode is so good and so relevant. Like, I feel like we could just talk about that right now for like another 20 minutes about how so many women feel like they are physically there, but they're not emotionally or spiritually or mentally there. And like, how do we actually feel presence in our lives and in our moments, especially when our kids are, young. And I was just telling one of the other girls, I'm like, I saw something on Instagram that said like, you know how you hear like you only have 18 summers, but then it said like you actually only have like 10 summers because the first 5 are, they're too little to like actually really do anything. And then the last, whatever, 3 or 4, they just want to be with their friends and their parents aren't cool anymore and like they don't want to hang out with you. And I like had a panic attack and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be present. I need to be present. So that episode, 10 out of 10 recommend you hop over and listen. All of your episodes are great. Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here, Allison. It was such a pleasure. I love you so much and I appreciate you. And like I said, you are such a shining star in this world for your clients, for your family, for the mastermind space. Like we all love and appreciate you so much. So thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you,
welcome.
Sandy.
Yes. Okay. Bye, you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye, Allison.
Bye.
If you are sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, this episode was made for me, you have 2 options. You can book your absolutely free, no pressure growth gap audit call. On this call, we'll take a look at your current life and business structure, identify where your gaps are, and show you how to close those gaps so you can get better results with less effort by working smarter and focusing your time on what actually moves the needle forward. The link is in the show notes for you. Or if you're ready to go from one-off wins to repeatable revenue with structure, strategy, and sales that support your life and keep dream clients coming back and your calendar full without burning out, you can apply to work together by clicking the link in the show notes. Make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss any new episodes. And if this episode hits home, please consider leaving a review, hitting those stars, and sending it to your biz bestie who's also ready to build a life and business on purpose. I'll see you next time.